starting with reading 95 of the current issues. Now, this reading is completely focused on the growth of the fintech as well as the regulatory implications. Second point is about the industry structure, the changes in the industry structure because of the technological innovations and the new product coming into the market, the new pattern of services. So, because of which there is a changes in the industry structure. So we will be having in total 4 LOS to be covered in this particular reading. Will start one by one. So the LOS 1 is about the 5 Basel fintech scenarios and the participants of that scenario, what are their roles they need to perform, and they are subject to some amount of risk. So we want to know their roles, we want to know their risk. Clear? Now, what is fintech actually? Okay, this is nothing but the technology we have added to our financial institution, okay, which will help the business to start and to have a new structure, innovative product, convenience for the customers, easy access to all the informations. But this fintech is giving the banks, the financial institution, the more access to the people. First point, their business process, the business model is now more effective. But yes, there is some amount of risk also involved with respect to the revenues of the bank. Next is we have the three common issues with respect to the fintech. One is the customer relationship. Okay, now the visit of the customers to the bank are very less as compared if you look at the customer relationship with the bank 10 years before. They used to visit the branch. Okay, and if suppose some customer is visiting your branch, you can market your product, new product to them whenever they will visit your branch. But now this facility is really impacting the relationship of the customer and bank. The customer data is also the key issue, and the bank risk, the risk with respect to their revenue. And the customer relationship is the key to success for all financial institution, and not only for financial institution but all kind of business. If your customers are happy, your business will be a successful model. Now, in order to understand the impact of the fintech, the Basel Committee, they have developed the 5 benchmark scenarios. Now we will see those 5 benchmark. Before going through those 5 scenarios, first of all, the basic point with respect to the scenario is that they are not mutually exclusive. Next point is about when it comes to the different region, the scenarios can change. Okay, with different region the scenarios can be different and they are not comprehensive. So what are those 5 scenarios? It include number 1, the better banks, the new banks, distributed banks, regulated banks, and disintermediated banks. So there are 5 different banks: one better bank, new bank, distributed bank, regulated banks, and disintermediated bank. So we will now see those 5 different kinds of scenarios in more detail. Okay, starting with the first part, that is better banks. Now better banks are those banks which maintains the customer relationship and the core banking, but on the other hand they are taking the help of technology. Now what kind of technology they are using? Cloud computing, big data, artificial intelligence, then distributed ledger technology. All these information technology, IT services they are using. Why? Because they want to improve the product, their service, as well as the operations. What are its benefit? Efficiency, lesser amount of cost, more convenience to the customers. They are providing the security to the money of the customers so that they are free from any fraud and theft. They are giving some innovative services such as mobile banking, internet banking, getting the balance on your mobile number. Okay, if you give a small missed call, you will be getting the message of that how much balance you have, what will be your 5 past transaction. All these things can be easily availed with the help of these services. Now different banks have different capabilities to invest in technology. The more you will invest in technology, the more your processes, the more the services which you are giving to your customers will improve. If you will invest less, there will be the less services to your customers. Now if I'll say about the potential risk, then it comes to the competitive pressure. Okay, because it's not only your bank is doing this, the other banks are also doing this, so it can impact the strategies and the profitability of your organization. Then the more technology you will use, there will be more operational risk. Clear? And operational risk will keep on increasing because new processes are keep on adding. In order to monitor all those process, regulatory frameworks, you need to design the policies and framework that how you are going to use it. So the operational risk will increase, cyber security risk will also increase, and regulatory risk will also increase. With the better banks, there are three different kinds of risk that will increase: operational risk, cyber security risk, and regulatory risk. Coming to our next scenario, that is the new bank. And new bank is nothing but our big tech. So they have all the characteristics which a big tech have, that is huge amount of capital resources, they have the automated process, they have the huge amount of software development processes, large customer base, they have the consumer data. And what are those companies? It include the Google, Amazon, Facebook, and Apple. We call it as a GAFA, GAFA: Google, Amazon, Facebook, Apple, GAFA in the United Nations. So they are cost efficient, they obtain the banking license as well like the other traditional banking, they have a very strong customer relationship, a great infrastructure they have, and their focus will always on the new technology. Their focus will always on the individuals, entrepreneurs, small and medium sized businessmen. They offer the different kinds of services such as the account, overdraft, credit card, debit card, financial advices, loans, insurance, mutual funds. They use the technology which the other banks use, such as cloud computing, as well as they use the API, and they are heavily dependent upon the mobile platform and the social media. Their source of income is the fee as well as the interest income. Now, what are the potential risk of the new bank? Again, the risk remains the same, that is, their main concern is the safety and the soundness of their system and the process. Now, distributed bank is the another scenario where financial services are fragmented among the specialized firms. Now, this is a point where our incumbent bank, that is the better banks, our big tech and the fintech, they combine together and readily provide the services to the customers. So, key risk of this scenario is the regulatory risk. Apart from this, there is a chances of huge amount of fraud because there is a flaw in the system. A customer data need to be passed via various services providers. So if a customer data is passed through many vendors, many service providers, then there is the chance of fraud and theft of the transaction. Next, coming to our relegated banks. Next is the relegated banks. So relegated banks are considered to be the inferior banks. So here we can say that the customers datas and their money will be at the high stake. Why? Because first of all, they are not having their own system. Suppose Apple developed an interface and the Apple provided that interface to the some other financial institution. Those financial institution are using that interface with the help of the AI and other technologies such as big data and cloud computing. So we can say that it is very risky for the customers, and it is the complete responsibility of the bank, means the service provider, to ensure that the data of the customer should be safe and secure. Now this sometimes include the apps which we are using and which are directly connected with the banking system. So the transfer of payment via those apps into our bank account is the example of relegated banks. So there is a small example that WeChat in the China, so they have developed their customer relationship by incorporating the banking service into the WeChat with the help of a licensed bank, that is WeBank. Means WeChat is a chatting app, WeBank is a bank, but they combine them together so that the customers of the WeChat will be having the facility of the bank on this WeChat immediately. Now the last is our disintermediated bank, and this itself an LOS that how it is going to impact the incumbent bank, or we call it as a better bank. So disintermediary bank are basically the scenarios in which the new banks, okay, the banks which are completely displaced by the big tech, or we can say the fintech, means whatever we have the better banks, they are got replaced by the new banks. This is the simple crux. But this disintermediated bank have lots of issues when we start with the fact that the services, the financial products and services, they are offered outside of the regulatory oversight, means there is no verification, there is no monitoring, there is no safety for the customers. Now few important point: in the distributed bank as well as in the relegated bank, the customer relationship and the product offering, they are managed by the multiple providers and they interact with each other. But the issue is that the regulators will have the oversight over the banks, but they do not have the oversight, the regulate, they unable to regulate the other products or the other intermediaries, those who are helping these banks in between. Now, what happened in the relegated bank? In the relegated bank, they are combined with the big tech or the fintech companies. They are providing the front end, and that is used by the relegated bank to offer the different financial services. And the incumbent bank, they become the commoditized service providers. What is incumbent bank? It is nothing but the better bank. Next point is about the distributed bank scenarios, where whether it's customer relationship or the bank's product, they all are managed by the bank. Clear? But the products are fragmented and they are offered by the bank, fintech and big tech in a combined manner. Now coming to the last LOS, which is about the regulatory framework. So we know that the industry is becoming more and more complex because of the new innovative products and services which are entering into the market. So because of which now the regulatory regime, regulatory framework need to be developed according to this fintech development. New license need to be generated because the firms are having the different kinds of business model, coming up with the different products and services. So multiple and the new license need to be generated which are different from our traditional banking requirements. So what's their motive? Their motive is the customer safety, okay, the safety of data, the safety of money, so that customers will don't have to face any issues with respect to new technology and new innovation. There it is free from fraud as well as theft. Now the regulatory authority need to be ready for any upcoming financial changes or the innovation in the product and services, different kinds of business models. So it's not that they have to think for the today, they have to plan it for the future, that how the market model, how the business model is going to operate, how they are going to behave in the future, and according to that they need to develop the policies, the license, the framework. This is the topic is all about. Okay, so I end this lecture here.